Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the ReelTok podcast. I'm here with my beautiful co-hosts as always, George, Cam, and of course Tyler. So a few things to note before we get into the episode. Please make sure you are rating us on Spotify, Apple, subscribing on YouTube, liking, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, our personal accounts, etc., etc. We have noticed a lot of you tweeting at us recently, especially with the Spotfiy Wrapped. We really appreciate that. We had so many tweets like of us being in your top fives, and we also get many comments and I think we got loads of messages. I don't know about you guys, but I got quite a few as well saying they really liked it and it was in their top five, which is always really nice. And of course,
awesome.
Share with a friend. Big things are coming soon, such as some news in regards to Patreon, merch at 5k subs, etc. As we already spoke about. But before we kick off today's episode, how is everyone doing? George, I'll start with you. George has recently moved into an extortionate apartment in New York City. How's it been?
It's the most classic NYC apartment where it's just like it's tiny, it's got nice appliances, and we pay way too much for it. But no, it was good. It was kind of a soft move in. Only I moved in this week. Victoria is going to move in not next week, but the week after we get back from London. So it's just me right now in a fairly unfurnished New York City apartment. I posted that picture on my TikTok story of like me and Peter Parker. Kind of looks the same at the end of No Way Home, where Peter walks into this like shitty apartment.
I like that.
My apartment's not that bad, but no, it's great. It's been great. Officially a city boy, which just makes my commute to work so much shorter, which was the main thing for me. And then coming to London tonight. Sunday night. So by the time you hear this episode, I'll already be in London.
I didn't know you were going this week. I forgot that.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Are you meeting any handsome individuals there?
I'm meeting a couple. This really short gentleman by the name of Josiah, and then this,
me,
and this gentleman who can't bench press 2 plates, Seth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But no, I'm excited. It should be fun.
Perfect. Tyler, how's your week been?
It's been solid. Last night I had to deal with some power outage issues. It's been raining constantly in Arizona, which is just kind of a rare thing in general. So that was fun to deal with, just waking, because we have like a home security system, and like when the power goes off, it just started freaking out last night. So that was a nice way to wake up in the middle of the night. As Cam knows, it's been a huge week for sports, so tons of good sports to be watching, which is obviously big for me. I was in Dallas this week. Kind of already forgot about that. I was in Dallas from Monday through Thursday, that's where I lived before I moved here. Gave me the itch to want to move again, which is just something I always get. Like I'm always on the move. I always want to live somewhere different, and traveling back to where I used to live was kind of like giving me an itch. Like, oh look, there's like fall colors here. There's none of that in Arizona. There's nice things here. Like maybe we should move somewhere else now. So it won't be for a while, but I always have the itch to move new places. That's just something that will never change about me.
How many times have you moved now?
Since I've become like an adult, turned 18, I guess I've lived in 4 states, and then when I was in Texas, I've lived in like 3 different areas in Texas. So
because I remember seeing a video on your sports account where you were like reviewing the places, cities you'd lived, didn't you?
Yeah, since I turned 18, I've lived technically in like 9 cities, so moved around a bit. And that's not going to change. Maybe like once I have kids, obviously I'll probably want to settle down, because like don't want to just like uproot them every 2 years, but until then we'll probably just be moving every couple of years, keeping it fresh. But yeah, it has been cool to see everyone in the Spotfiy Wrapped, like you said, because we're always so focused on, we got to grow, we want to get bigger and all that, which is great and fun, but like it's just crazy to think about like what it was, like 600 people's #1 podcast or whatever. Like it's so bananas.
That was the craziest stat, like that breakdown where it was like you are in like you're #1 for 600 people, top 3 for like 1,000 plus, top 5 for like 1,500. That's the craziest stat to me.
Yeah, amount of countries as well.
Like who are we?
Yeah,
it was great.
I think Sweden was the surprise one to see in the top 5.
Yeah,
like
it was like
Canada, UK, America, like Australia. Those kind of all make sense. But Sweden, shout out Sweden.
Let's fucking go, Sweden.
There was someone who like replied and was like, "Hey, I'm listening from Sweden." Or from was it Sweden or Switzerland?
It was Sweden.
Was it Sweden? Okay, yeah. So,
Cam,
I was like, yes.
How's your week been, my friend?
It's been good. Like Tyler said, man, lots of sports, and it's kind of hurting my movie watching lifestyle right now. So I watched like 3 movies this week, which is
dreadful.
a lot for some, but not a ton for me normally. And I always say like football is my favorite sport, but college basketball being back is kind of breaking me. There's a good game every night, and I only have so many hours in the day to watch movies, so I normally watch them at night before like falling asleep. And now I've just been watching college basketball. Go Boilers! You're doing great. You tried really hard last night, and they were in it for a lot longer than I expected them to be in it for. So I'm happy with the outcome, but I didn't really expect to beat Michigan. But yeah, we don't suck. Hoorah! That's all I've got.
Speaking of sports though, because I'm so obsessed with sports, especially football. College football technically like ended this week in terms of where Saturdays are filled with games. So I'm about to be at the point of the year, which is always just wild for me every year. It never ceases to amaze me that just like a Saturday will hit. Like next Saturday is going to hit where I don't have any football to watch. And I'm going to be amazed with how much shit I get done. Like I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it. And then once NFL ends in February and there's no football on the weekends and I have Saturday and Sunday just wide open, that's just when like my life changes drastically for the better. But it'll be sad. I'll miss football. But yeah, productivity is on the horizon.
Do you mean egg ball?
Well,
not
does England play today? Until you guys move on further.
They play today. They play today.
Yeah,
bro. I don't care. I'm not bothered. Yeah, I mean, as far as myself, pretty good week. I obviously, like I already told you, I can't keep doing this where I'm staying up till like 6 a.m. for UFC events. It's getting to be a bit of a joke now.
Don't.
And do you know what? It's
you have the option, man.
I do, but like I don't, because it's like, okay, Tyler, say if like there was these egg ball games and they were at like 3 a.m, you really wanted to watch them, you're gonna stay up to watch it. You are.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not used to going to bed this late. Like I never do unless there's an event on. But when there is, and I'm up trying to like stay awake like 6 a.m. to watch two guys punch each other in the face, it's a bit weird, to be honest. But yeah, pretty much. We've got a full show for you today. I think we'll start today with our movie review because we've just got one movie review today. 3 out of the 4 of us watched it. I don't think Tyler got a chance, and that is Violent Night. So obviously, Violent Night is the new Christmas movie, starring David Harbour. I'll read you out the little synopsis of it. So when a team of mercenaries break into a wealthy family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone inside hostage, the team isn't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus is on the grounds and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint.
It's great.
George, we'll start with you. I think you were the first to watch it. What were your opinions? Did you enjoy it?
Listen, I know everyone's joking, and I did it myself on TikTok where I posted a video and I was like, this is the greatest movie of the year. I just want to say I genuinely had a blast with this movie. It is the most surface level, Die Hard, Home Alone recreation I've ever seen. But if you go in with an open mind and just expect to turn your brain off and have a good time with a movie, that's exactly what you're going to get. I found it hysterical, and no spoilers here, Tyler, so don't worry. But when Santa took off his shirt and he was tatted up, I lost my mind. That was
yeah.
And then they tried to give him like that little like, I don't even know, Valhalla backstory or something. And
is that the Northman?
Yeah, it was just the greatest thing in the world. So just the shortest review ever. I had a blast with this movie. The comedy hit. David Harbour was genuinely good as like this version of a live action Santa. I will never say David Harbour should play like a genuine Santa Claus in a live action, but for what he was needed to do in this movie, it was fantastic. We fall into a couple of cliches here and there. Again, I mentioned this in my TikTok review, particularly that ending. It was just the most cliche Christmas movie ending of all time. Yeah. I won't mention it to spoil it for Tyler, but I'm sure Tyler can just guess what type of ending
I don't
it was.
even think, like, even if you did spoil it, it's not going to dampen you. Probably can predict it all anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I had an absolutely fun 2 hours with this movie. It ran a bit long. I'll say that.
Going back to my argument, every film does not need to be like
it's an hour 40.
No, it's not. It's not an hour 40. That's what it says on Google. On Letterboxd, it's actually like an hour 53, I think it is. So it is longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, it did run a bit long, but I did have a really good time with the movie.
Fair enough. Cam, you watched it last night. What were your thoughts?
I didn't I didn't notice the runtime. This for me, it's not a perfect movie. I have it a 72 out of 100. I really enjoyed it. It's this for me is a movie where you don't watch this thing with a critical eye. You have to turn off that like critical part of your brain, and if you do that, it becomes a very enjoyable, fun, lighthearted, not really lighthearted, I guess, like kind of dark, but just like very easy to watch movie with David Harbour just beating the shit out of people. I think it had like a one take action scene in it. At one point, I forget which fight that is, but like those sort of things I just enjoy. And I don't, how normally I make a list of like just things in the movie. So this time my list are all of the Christmas like puns that were in it. So I don't know if we want to go through those, but I have to make known the amount of Christmas puns in this movie.
In the trailer, he says, "Time for seasons beatings."
He never says it.
He didn't
never says it. I was waiting
man.
for that because Cam mentioned that.
That's the tagline for the movie too.
Yeah,
and I don't know if maybe we're doing like a spoiler section where like Tyler wants to mute his mic, but it's not really like spoilers. These are just like funny lines from the movie that I really just every time like a new Christmas pun came out, I just died laughing. But Seth, give your thoughts first.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, like it's not a good thing to do, but I was going into this thinking that I would not like this at all. It's not really the sort of film I like a lot, but I don't know. I had a really good time with it. I think I gave it 3, so the same as George. I do agree. I think it's a film where like it has a lot of faults. It does, but then who cares realistically with a film like this? Some of the action scenes were incredibly entertaining. There was a lot of cringe, but like I said in my review, I am a simple man. If I see a homage to Home Alone within some of the scenes, that just made me smile because it reminded me of my childhood. I love Home Alone. I actually watched Home Alone when I got home because I really wanted to watch it that bad. So it's one of them. It's
a good movie.
A very good movie. It's not good, but it is. I think it's just a film where you kind of just go into it like Cam said, and you don't take it too seriously, take a critical brain out, and you have a good time with it because some of the action scenes are actually pretty good.
They're good.
Yeah, they are. I mean, some of the jokes for me weren't great. I'll be honest. Some of the jokes weren't great, but then when they did land,
oh, don't worry, I've got them all ready, so you can tell me which ones weren't great.
When they did land, I liked them. When they didn't, whatever. But again, that's gonna be something that some people might find something funny. Some people might find something not. David Harbour was definitely kind of the standout, I would say.
There's no acting performances that like matter in this movie.
No,
David Harbour's good,
he's coming
good.
for that Oscar. He's coming for that Oscar.
I know. Yeah, that's for sure.
I just think like it's nothing revolutionary. You're gonna go into it. You will know. You can predict what is going to happen during this film within the first 15 minutes. Yeah. It's very obvious. Everything that happens is very predictable. It's not like anything you've probably seen something like this before, but it's enjoyable. It's stupid. It's fun. I do think though, it kind of like there's like a fine line between it being for like younger kids or whatever, because there is a lot of like Christmas cringe, a lot of like inspirational monologues and stuff like that. And then some of the action sequences are actually like fairly brutal.
It's
which
like
that's one thing
R-rated.
Yeah, that's one thing that absolutely surprised me. How fucking brutal! Like the whole paying homage to Home Alone.
That was so good.
Like Home Alone is like Peter McAllister's making all these traps and things, but they're like not harmful.
It's like they slip on marbles, or is it toy cars or something?
It's something.
Yeah, but no. I'm not having this because I was told the other day this guy threw 7 bricks at his head from like a 6-story building.
That'll hurt. That'll
kill you. And then you look.
He ate it. He got up. He walked. He got
up. He ate it. He ate that. And it's crazy.
But in Violent Night, like with the first like Home Alone trap of that scene, and again, this isn't really a spoiler, Tyler, so don't worry. Is like she cut out like the step of the ladder. So when he steps through it, it breaks, and a nail goes right through his jaw. That was disgusting.
It's kind of like Hot Fuzz. At the end when it goes, the church spire goes through. It was like the sort of similar sort of like effects as that. It surprised me.
Oh my god! And you know what I found gross? And one that I found absolutely disgusting is when she stepped on the glue and like broke her back. Like her back didn't actually break, but like it looked like Malignant when like the creature was like walking around.
Yeah. I think I'm cool. I would like to talk some of the kills, but I think that if we wanted like do some spoilers, because there were some fun ones. That
I don't think people really care about spoilers. I think we should just do spoilers.
Yeah, let's say
now.
I'd like to just say spoilers warning.
We'll go into spoilers now. So if you actually care about spoilers, just skip it a little bit. That's
before fine. And this could be spoilers or whatever. The funniest. Do you guys watch Family Guy at all?
Yeah,
I used to.
I don't watch it at all, but I love. Or sometimes I'll like turn on an episode, but I love the clips to death. And one of the funniest parts, or like episodes, are just like off whatever cutaways in Family Guy, is the Home Alone one where the fucking robbers walk in and they're like, "Hey, look out! There's marbles on the floor here. We almost slipped on those." And then what's the fucking kid's name in Home Alone? I already forget it. I haven't watched it. So Kevin, thank you, McAllister. Can't believe I forgot that. He runs back and he's like, "Watch out, guys! I have this whole house set up with traps," and they just shoot him in the head. That's one of the best.
I remember
Family Guy cutaways, man. It's so funny.
That's amazing.
But beside the point, yeah, during that scene where they're doing like the Home Alone kills, and he has that nail go through his mouth, and then he falls back onto the bed of nails.
Onto the bed. Yeah.
And then he gets up and he's not dead yet, and he's holding a nail in front of his face, and I'm like, of course. Like, this is the most obvious. Something's gonna fall on him, and it's the bowling ball. Falls on him, stabs himself in the head with the nail, of course. And then he falls back onto the 20 nails and just dies right there. It was hilarious, man.
They're so stupid.
Yeah, David Harbour having the fucking sledgehammer, whatever. What did he call
it?
Apparently in his past life, he was a fucking
like a Nordic warrior.
Yeah. That just became Santa Claus, apparently.
That was ridiculous. I loved
that. That was so funny.
I want a prequel movie with that. I want
with a Nordic movie. Yeah, exactly. But so can I read the great pun lines?
Yes.
Tell me which one's your favorite, because John Leguizamo's character calls himself Scrooge, and then before killing someone says, "Bah humbug, motherfucker." Awesome.
Well, I think that's a direct, pay tribute to Die Hard, where it's like yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, yes. So then there's also John Leguizamo singing "Violent Night, Gory Night, all is good if they don't want to get shot in the fucking head." That's the song he sung. Awesome. So great. Great line.
I can't lie. That was one of the jokes. So I was like, I didn't like that. I didn't like it. Actually, I'll be honest.
It was so bad. I
didn't find him that funny.
No, that's fine.
He kind of irritated me, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't hate that. I don't hate that take, Seth. He kind of was the worst. But at one point, David Harbour's Santa says Santa Claus is coming to town, but it's as a threat. So that's awesome. Not necessarily Christmas, but the mom character says Jean-Claude Van Dipshit.
Oh God.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I had a chuckle at that one.
That made me laugh. He says Santa's gonna eat these people or eat these guys or something, like a plate full of cookies. That's a great one. Says stuck on this before stabbing a man with a candy cane. It's elite. Here's a little stocking stuffer after putting a grenade in a man's pants. Just great. Christmas dies tonight, the obvious Halloween reference. That made me laugh. And then he says, "Not if you still believe," is his very big ending kill of John Leguizamo, and then he goes up the chimney and just
that was
John Leguizamo's like corpse, basically. I don't know what part of his body it was, whether it's a leg or whatever, but John Leguizamo gets ripped into shreds going through the chimney.
That was like a scene where I was like,
that was
crazy.
Yeah. And then the ending scene, which George said was like very campy or very Christmassy, was he David Harbour almost dies, then he doesn't, and he tells the little girl that she gave him his ho 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 back. So that's awesome. Oh. Those are all the lines I could think of. Unfortunately, there was no seasons beatings. I was waiting for it.
I was so mad.
I really don't want to shit on a child, but she irritated me. She was like, "Tyler, you're not a fan of child actors for the most part. Just just you wait for this one.
I'm not a fan of
Yeah,
bad child actors.
Oh, yeah, well,
it's like one of those things where it's like one scene, like the bad guys have like a gun to their like family's head, and she's like, "I'm talking to Santa Claus," and the mom and dad are like, "Yo, shut the fuck up right now," and she just keeps talking.
Yeah,
but that's where like that's for me where it's like that's like the sort of like line and delivery from a kid's film. Do you know what I mean? But that's sort of like the inspirational blah blah, and then the violence just completely juxtaposes that. And it just throws you into this brutality. So this is where it's like, what are we going for here? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm happy they full sent it. Like they could not have made this movie like PG-13 because then they couldn't have gotten away with half of the shit that they went to. Yeah. So it's either you make a PG movie and just kind of make Santa like a literal Home Alone movie where it's like he's hurting people but not really, or you go full blown R rating where he's dragging corpses up a chimney and then you see the remains.
Yeah, awesome. I loved it, man.
Cool. Fantastic.
He also he used one thing I liked. He used his naughty list as how many insurgents were left. Just so funny.
It makes no sense. It makes
it's just like these stupid things are so funny to me, and I think they worked so well because this movie had like, if this movie had shit action and like you said was not like full on R rated and didn't have like good fights and good kills, like this would have sucked. But I think it adds to it just like the campiness of it that
like the whole scene in the shed was like genuinely like solid action.
Oh no, I liked the scene.
And it was like tense. Like Santa was taking out 2 people, going back into hiding. Santa was bashing 2 people's brains in, creeping behind the door, and then stabbing people with a candy cane or some shit.
Yeah.
I like that scene. It was
and another point I have is like, so this movie to me, and I think it's pretty clear, is like everyone asked that conversation, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? They just said, fuck it, we're going to make a Christmas movie that's Die Hard. Basically. That's all it is. And
Die Hard is a Christmas movie, though.
I don't know. I just don't think it is. But then again, I think like Harry Potter is kind of a Christmas movie. So
come on.
Yeah. Okay, fine. No, I don't think Harry Potter is a Christmas movie. I just think it's something you watch at Christmas.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's just like that. No, because
I know what you're saying.
Shut up. Anyway, like you can count on every single year, every time December rolls around, someone's gonna post like that collage of all the Warner Brother logos from Harry Potter, saying that like it's that time of year again or something.
Yeah, and then Tyler and Seth are gonna both reply to it.
George was the first to reply to it.
Oh, was George the first to reply to it? I may have only seen your two.
No, I think it was me.
Oh, well, you all replied to it.
Shut up.
Well, I'm just saying.
So, I mean, I give it a 3. George 3.
3 as well.
3.5.
Yeah, 72 out of 100. I also have a fun fact about the movie.
Continue.
Please. Yeah, I mean, I try to bring talking points, but I said we should bring some maybe fun facts. One is this was written by the same team as George's favorite movie, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Was it really?
Yeah, written by the same team as Sonic the Hedgehog, so they can go really both ends of the spectrum.
I haven't seen either of the Sonic films. I'm not sure I want to be honest.
They're not good.
Like them. They're another one I say you got to take your critical brain out and just enjoy as a child.
Yeah, but if George doesn't like it and he likes films like that, then it's saying that I'm gonna hate it.
Some do movies.
I don't think it's that bad. But
when I posted my Sonic 2 review, I got ripped on.
Well, yeah, it's just a fun movie.
Is it?
Watch it with my niece. Watch it with my niece. She loves those things, and then you'll see the joy it brings a child.
Well,
not saying it's amazing.
Watch it.
Right. I have another. I'm sorry. I have another. I got to. These are also all from IMDb, but
it's hurting our film bro reputation.
Fuck them. After Santa takes out the first like guy, John Leguizamo asks if it's a small town cop with 5 kids, referencing Stranger Things. There you go. Little David Hopper, or what's his first name? Hopper. What's his last name? Yeah, I don't know if he has a first name, honestly.
Jim Hopper.
Jim Hopper. Thank you. That's all I got for you guys. Those are my fun facts and my tidbits that I've written down.
Well,
I actually didn't catch that last one in the movie.
I didn't. I mean, I don't know if I would have caught that anyway. I only watched like the first scene.
Yeah, and I love Stranger Things. I didn't catch that at all.
I didn't either.
Okay, so I mean, we got it was very trailer heavy this week. We got some major trailers. We'll start with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Cam has a few things to say about this one, but I will say first of all, I retract my statement about my man Drax not being funny anymore because that scene with the basketball,
Him just throwing the basketball.
It's so stupid. I've seen it so many times, but I watched it probably 40 times in a row, and it was so good. It's the sound of the basketball
just hitting the little kid.
You have to assume that in the holiday special, he flips a car. So if he's throwing a dodgeball at a little girl's face, you have to assume that kills her.
Kills her, dead, on spot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this now, literally only for Drax, because, that's my guy, whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 obviously releases May the 5th, 2023. Cam, what have you got for me with this?
I got some trailer breakdowns for the big ones this week, just a couple talking points. We obviously get our first look at Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter, who was teased in the last Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't know he would cast in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like Will Poulter. He's great.
We talked about that in our very first episode, Seth. Come on.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's right.
3 months ago already.
Yeah, that's true. Crazy how time flies. Also, get our first look at Chukwudi Iwuji as the High Evolutionary, who created Rocket and also created that weird U.S. looking planet that the trailer opens up on, because it looks like the U.S. or not the U.S. I should say, the Earth in general, but it's all animal human beings. So yeah, that's his goal is he's the main villain from what I've read. His goal is to create the perfect human. Adam Warlock obviously is supposed to be that perfect. I shouldn't say human again. I should say being. Whatever. Also get Baby Rocket. There's a lot of speculation on whether Rocket's going to make it through this movie or not. Lila the Otter, his little love interest.
Oh, so cute.
Cute little hug of the CGI animals. And then 2014 Gamora. You get a little look at her. She's in charge of the Ravagers at this time. The movie is kind of trying to go.
I still don't get that. She came to 2014 or she came to 2023 with Thanos' army. Should she not have been snapped away with Thanos' army? Or is it does the snap know that
Tony Stark is just that guy who's everyone except Gamora? No, she was obviously not snapped away. Did you think she was?
I figured she would be snapped away because she came over with Thanos' arm. I didn't know the snap knew, when people turned.
Well, I don't think it did, but I think they were just she wasn't snapped away.
Right.
Yeah, but she's on the run because she runs away from Quill and everyone at the end. So that's and at the end of the movie, they have pictures of her up on the when Star-Lord and Thor are there. They are looking at pictures of her on that little hologram screen. This is where my nerd comes in.
But still, she should have been snapped away. That's
I get what you're saying. And then lastly, just Cosmo the Space Dog, played by Maria Bakalova. Just a little tease of her, but I like it. All I want to know is fellas, who do you think's dying?
The Hedgehog. No, wait. What is
Hedgehog.
Is it Hedgehog?
I think it'll be someone we're not expecting from the trailers, because I feel like they made it very obvious to pick a couple people from the trailers, but I think it'll be something different.
I think it'll be Drax.
I think it's gonna be Drax too.
If it's Drax, I'm never watching the MCU again. Just
Dave Bautista has been open about wanting to
Dave Bautista is not coming back, whether he's killed or not.
What about Quill?
And then also,
really, I didn't know that.
No, so there was the clip in the trailer where Quill and Mantis are hysterically crying, looking down at something. I don't think we would get that reaction from Mantis unless it was Drax.
Yeah.
Which one's Mantis again?
I like that type.
The antenna lady.
Fucking Mantis looking one.
But then
the one who was in
counter...
the Guardians.
Yeah. The holiday special.
I saw a counter argument to that, though, that Mantis is able to just feel emotion to the highest degree, so she would kind of be that way about anyone dying.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I think Drax too.
I think Drax.
I just want to get overall thoughts on the trailer. I think James Gunn just does a really good job at taking care of characters, which is obviously why I'm very excited for him to take over the DCU now. I will say this. I'm in this such a minority where I don't love Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think it's very.
I don't either.
I think it's very.
Minority?
When I posted my MCU ranking, I had Guardians of the Galaxy at like 16 or 17 out of the 31 projects, and people
I
thought that
feel
was
like
very low.
like a 3.5.
I think it's very like Ragnarok to Love and Thunder, where Guardians 1 and Ragnarok do a really, really good job at balancing that comedic tone with the dramatic elements of the movie. And then
Yeah,
you go to
that's
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and then obviously Thor Love and Thunder. They just go full comedy. And I don't think I particularly love that. So I am excited for the third, and I'm hoping that we kind of dive back to what made the first Guardians so fucking good. But I have the utmost faith in James Gunn.
I think that like when it comes to MCU films in general, some of the strongest character work was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, like in terms of James Gunn and how he
Yeah.
does with characters. That's why so many people connected with Guardians so much, because it seems kind of more authentic in a way, and you actually care about the characters is the main thing. So I probably agree with you. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think I liked. I definitely didn't like it as much as the first, but I didn't think it was a huge step down necessarily. I think it
No,
was
I
like
don't. I
a
still have it.
4, 3.5 kind of range, maybe.
Yeah, I think I have it at a 3 out of 5, maybe a 3.5.
Yeah, but I mean, like as far as like myself, I'm actually quite looking forward to this just because I like the characters in general. I think they're quite funny, and I think it could be good. But yeah, anything else to add on Guardians?
I will say one thing, and I saw a lot of discourse on Twitter specifically that people didn't love the design of Adam Warlock. Listen, I've been an MCU hater for
I think it was fine.
I think he looked great. Like I don't know what they expect. Like
Like actually,
it's either you
paint him
CGI or you just paint him gold. So
Yeah.
I'm perfectly because it's like what they did with Vision in Infinity War. Like when you have like the up close of Vision's hand like on Wanda's like cheek, you can clearly tell it's paint. But it's like I'd rather that than them to just
heavy.
absolutely just have like Paul Bettany wearing like a green screen costume and it making it look like horrendous.
Yeah,
So
I think
I thought that
people
design
will
was great.
complain about everything to do with like I don't love the MCU, but people will find something to complain about, like whether it's the CGI or whether it's the bad practical effects, whatever it might be. People are gonna find something they don't like. People will have watched the trailer and deliberately picked out something that they can post on TikTok and be like, "This looks shit," and then that's how they get views because that's what people do. I mean, anything else to add, or are we good on that, Guardians?
My only question is, just like lastly, I'm not out on it, but I know like Tyler and George, Seth kind of hasn't really cared for it ever. But I think Tyler and George are more so like out on the MCU a little bit more than me. Maybe not out, like just like I'm not as pumped for projects as maybe you once were, but like I've seen a lot of people say this trailer and the Ant-Man trailer kind of bring back hope because they are like heavier in weight, I would say. And also James Gunn was doing an interview and he was like, Guardians 3 is pretty emotional and it's pretty sad and it was not a huge fun to film. So like doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special was like a nice breath of fresh air for all of them because it was able to like get a little weight off their shoulders, you know? So does that give you any bit of hope? Or
I'm excited. I'm very excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know a lot of people are joking that it's like Spy Kids or whatever. I'm excited because this feels like the first MCU movie since No Way Home where there are actual stakes. I know there were stakes in Loki, but I think we all kind of had that expectation that Loki was going to be a setup for the greater MCU. The stakes in Loki weren't going to necessarily feel high, but now you have Kang in the quantum realm, and he's going to try, I guess, exploit Ant-Man to help him get out of the quantum realm. It feels like we are back to like phase 3 of the MCU where we're leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, where every single movie just feels like the stakes are so high and they just mean something for the greater MCU. And then I hope James Gunn makes me cry. I really do.
I think like in terms of me, I'm in like quite a good position when it comes to anticipation because I don't like the MCU, but I definitely don't dislike the MCU. So I'm in a place where I'm not kind of looking at an MCU film coming out and being like, okay, this isn't going to match up to this phase because I don't care enough, but then I'm not going to be like, I'm really excited. I'm just down the middle, so I don't hate it before it comes out. I don't love it.
Have you given an MCU movie a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5?
2? Yeah, 2 4.5. 2 4.5. Winter Soldier and Infinity War.
Okay.
And then I've given a couple 4s as well, and then like most 3.5s. But like I've said before, I don't have a disdain for the MCU in general, so I think I'm coming in a good position where I'm completely down the middle. Like, there's people who hate it and they will find things to hate about it before it comes out. And there's people like Cam, no offense, Cam, who will just find things to love about it because they love the MCU so much. Whereas I'm kind of down the middle. I think probably Tyler is probably like about the same as well, where he's kind of down the middle, doesn't hate it, doesn't particularly love it. Am I right in saying that?
I'd say I'm in between you and George because I want to say I'm down the middle, but then like when Black Panther Wakanda Forever, when it was like 3 days before it came out, that's when all of a sudden I just got super excited for it. So like George sounds super excited for these upcoming projects. I'm a lot more cautious, not because I just think they're gonna be bad, but kind of like I'm just in Seth's realm where it's like I'm just not super excited or not excited for these movies, but I know like when the week comes, I'm gonna be super excited. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be awesome, not because it's not going to be a send-off for all these characters, but it is for James Gunn, so I think he's going to wrap it up for himself in a really cool way. But yeah, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, that's probably my number one most excited for, which kind of worries me because it's the next one, so if this one doesn't live up to expectations, maybe I'm going to go full Seth mode where I'm just like, I'm going to watch them and whatever happens, happens. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's pretty much my mantra for the MCU right now is just we'll see.
Question: Why is the excitement so much higher for Ant-Man than it is Guardians 3?
Well, like what George said, the stakes feel a lot higher, and yeah, I just think
I guess so.
Guardians of the Galaxy
is it to
Volume
do
3,
with Jonathan Majors, the villain? Kind of.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
I
it's just going
think
to set up the future so much.
Jonathan Majors had a good intro in Loki that I think got a lot of people excited.
Okay,
myself,
I haven't seen
very
Loki,
much
that's
included. Yeah, so I think that's kind of where the anticipation lies. Also, I believe Kang is a really big comic book like villain. If
people are saying like
if people read
like
that, yeah,
villain, aren't they? Like a Thanos or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair enough.
I haven't read them, but
cool. Okay, we'll go on to the next trailer anyway. So, another trailer for this Super Mario. I don't know. I'm quite excited for this film. I also don't really like Chris Pratt's accent, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think you are, Cam. Am I right in saying that? I think you're.
I'm more on the edge of like it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like I've seen like people. Yeah, I get like very upset about it, and I'm just like, yeah.
I don't. I'm not.
No,
like
I don't think
Mario
you're
fan.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think you're too upset. But I've seen people online who are very upset, and I'm like,
it'll be people who like are hardcore kind of Nintendo Mario fans, whatever. Where it's like they associate with a particular thing. But I don't know. I mean, I think like this film. I'm more excited for my most like anticipated point of this is Mario, if that makes sense. I'm more excited for everything else, like Jack Black's character, Anya Taylor-Joy, stuff like that. But I don't think we need really, go into this too much. We spoke about a few weeks ago. Is there anything anyone wants to put in about Super Mario at all that they noticed or anything like that?
I just think it's crazy that of every trailer that's come out since at least we've done this podcast, and probably just within the past year in general, you think of all the MCU trailers, people try to break down Easter eggs. What does this mean? What does this mean for the future? The Wahoo in this trailer, I've seen more TikTok clips, tweets, more discourse about this one Wahoo than like any trailer ever. Like, but people everyone's putting their opinion in the ring about this Wahoo. And I just heard it, I was like, it's a solid Wahoo. I feel like you can just leave it right there.
I think he also says like, let's go, and that one kind of had.
I saw a lot of people putting the video of Jared Leto's character from House of Gucci.
Yeah.
But he just. To be fair, I haven't seen that.
It's not good.
I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen
Major Amsterdam vibes. I feel like that's a good comparison.
Big Amsterdam.
Oh, have you seen it?
I completely agree.
I
saw it. That was one of my first. Dune was my first ever TikTok movie review, and then House of Gucci was not long after. It was like, it's got to be.
Was that last year?
Yeah, it was 2021 or 2020.
It was early in 2021. I think.
But that was one of my first movie reviews. That movie sucked.
I will say. Yeah, go ahead.
Go, Tyler. Go.
I was just gonna say I agree with Seth for the Super Mario trailer. That I'm excited for pretty much everyone except Chris Pratt. It's not that I'm not excited for him, but I think Luigi is gonna be.
I think he's Mario's the least interesting character in the Mario universe, and it may.
So you put Luigi above Mario? I feel like they're like the same, but I'm more excited for Charlie Day in this.
I love Luigi. I don't know why.
Oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough.
He's my go-to character in Mario Kart or something like that.
I feel like that just means you liked green over red.
That's not true. That's not true.
Mine was the mushroom person, whatever that was called.
Toad. I'm a true boner, and I'm always for dry bones. But if I don't get dry bones, Have you never seen that tweet? That's an all-time one of the best
I
tweets
have
ever.
no idea.
And it's like, RT retweet this if you're a true boner. It's Dry Bones fans. Dry Bones will forever and always be my number one, but then Luigi's a close.
I had no idea where that was going.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'll be honest.
I do have a breakdown of this one, but we don't have to go through it.
You can just like if you got any quick notes,
Super
whether
Mario.
I don't know. Yeah, I think George said like he doesn't give a fuck about Mario. I kind of like Mario. Like
No. I like Mario.
Mario. You said it right. Wow.
I just dislike video game adaptations.
Okay, that's fair.
That very few have like.
I think this
really
has a
been-
chance, man.
I don't know, Cam. I think this is a movie that's gonna be Sonic level, which me and you agree isn't terrible. But people are gonna look at the cast and look at these cool CGI trailers and just be like, expect way too much out of this.
Could be the Lego movie vibes. It could be that.
I haven't even seen that. Apparently,
Could be the Lego Batman. Both very good.
Listen,
People
I'm expecting a 2.5 out of 5 from this movie. So anything above that, I'm going to consider
if you
a success.
expect it,
I said this.
you will give it.
Well,
we need to
it's
stop.
not-
I mean, you just said that about Violent Night, though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I. Oh yeah, fair enough. Shut up. Cool.
Listen, expect disappointment, and you will never be disappointed.
Nice. I will say
Thanks.
this was my like of the like trailers we got from like CCXP. I will say this is my like my second most anticipated, just because I like think it's one of the few that has potential to be good. I don't know if I trust Indiana Jones or Rise of the Beasts, but this one maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Like, as much as I did enjoy these trailers, I'm not like highly anticipating Super Mario movie, but I am expecting more from Super Mario movie than I am from Rise of Beasts and Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
that's kind of where I'm at.
I mean that leads us very nicely onto the trailer for Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I do not give a shit about this, so I'll be honest. I'm going to pass this over to someone else. I have not watched. How many Transformers films have there been now? Like
5, 6.
Six. This is
Okay,
Wait,
I've seen the
No,
first
Bumblebee. So
this
this
is 7 if you include
Yes.
Bumblebee.
Okay, I've seen the first
Which-
two,
which
so
is
I'm
a
definitely not
Transformer.
caught up here.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to Cam Walsh 27 with a hysterical tweet where it's like the writers of this movie have no idea what timeline it is.
No, they don't, man.
They don't know.
And that's that's the biggest thing, man. I've seen Stephen Cable Jr. did like an interview and he said it like hinted at it's possibly a reboot. Good. You don't know where they're put. So it's set in 1994 New York. It's past it back in time, right? So before Sam Witwicky, jackass. Before that motherfucker, and before Cade Yeager, that motherfucker. God, I hate those movies, man. Other
Cade
than
Yeager, the Josh Duhamel guy.
No, Cade Yeager is Mark.
Oh shit, yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Well, thank you, Wahlberg. Yeah. So, God, I hate these movies. Other than the first one, I have like a fury rage for these movies now because they don't.
Why do you watch them then? Stop
No,
watching.
it's for the entertainment value of like I actually love watching. I said this also. I love the idea of a Transformers movie. Like it's so cool. The action's great. Transformers Dark the Moon was one of the few movies, like I think I had 3 movies as a kid on my first iPod. I had Benchwarmers, I had Transformers Dark of the Moon, and I want to say maybe the first Avengers. I forget the third. I know those 2, but I fucking loved that thing as a kid. And now I have such a disgust for these movies. In Transformers Dark of the Moon, they bring Cybertron to Earth, and then they do that again in the 5th movie. And then they have fucking Stanley Tucci in the 4th one. And then he's a different character. He's Merlin in the 5th. And he's just a different guy now. And it's fine. It doesn't matter. But like, God damn it. Michael Bay is the director of all of these. And he didn't care. He probably had a clue. He didn't give a fuck. And they always just threw in the 4th movie, there's a seed that all of these dinosaurs were Transformers. Where have they been? And then in the 5th movie, there's Merlin, where I don't know, but in the second, like the dark side of the moon was a fucking Transformer or whatever, or Transformers ship landed. It doesn't make sense. God damn it. And oh my God, they infuriate me, man. And for that reason, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Are we too old for these movies? Because I think George and I specifically loved the first one, like thought of it very highly. But
I still do.
How highly?
I still do.
like an 8 out of 10 or so, somewhere around.
Really?
there.
I have it exactly an 8 out of 5.
Yeah, but so we hold it very highly, and then I think it immediately dropped off. Like it went from 8 out of 10 to like I think right away the second one goes like 2 out of 10 or something for me, and then just gets lower and lower. But the generation right below us on TikTok, so like the HZ Joes, the Soups, they are like obsessed, and they're like tweeting like if Bumblebee dies, like I'll never recover, and they're so hyped over this. I'm like, I never got that attachment to anyone. And never really cared about these characters. But what I just think is weird is it's not like it's a generational thing, but like barely. Like I feel like we're like 3 years away from like, or like 2 or 3 years away from this generation that's like obsessed with Transformers. And it's just weird being that close to it in age, but like just I can't even comprehend in my mind.
Dude. I feel like that just comes down to watching the first one when they were really young and just loving it and then just carrying it on.
But I loved it as a kid. But grow up.
So.
Alex Coleman, Dark of the Moon sucks.
No, wrong.
Wait, you like Dark of the Moon, George?
I enjoy Dark of the Moon. I think
No, I thought they were garbage.
That's a 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Sam Witwicky's one of the worst. Sam Witwicky's arguably like one of the worst protagonists of all time.
Don't say it. Oh my god.
Sam Witwicky sucks, man. He's always. That's all Shia LaBeouf does in
what the
movie.
fuck was that? God damn it, man.
Damn, I didn't know I was in the midst of a bunch of Transformers haters.
Anthony Hopkins, what are you doing in the fifth movie?
Transformers is one of the worst
heydays he had. Anthony Hopkins.
They had to give him a chunk for that.
And he's done so many bad films. He's getting paid. He's in his mid-80s anyway. Give him a break.
He had a Transformer named Cogman that didn't transform. So what are you? You're just a robot.
Isn't that what they are anyway?
Let's move on before Cam has a heart attack.
Cool.
Time out,
Okay.
Time out.
We got a trailer for The Mean One, which is the new Grinch horror.
Fuck yeah.
I'll be honest, I watched this yesterday. It looks shit, like it does. George, it's probably something that you'll like, maybe. I mean, I will say that David Howard Thornton is playing the Grinch. Obviously, he played the Art the Clown in Terrifier. Terrifier films, I really don't like them at all. However, if there's one redeeming quality, it is his performance as Art the Clown, because it's actually quite good. Even though he doesn't speak, it's quite good. George, did you watch the trailer?
I did, yeah.
What are you thinking?
I feel like we can just lump like The Mean One and Cocaine Bear. It's like the same, because I'm going to say the same thing for both. Trailers.
I'll go over like Cocaine Bear as well. So
it's just absurd.
So obviously, Cocaine Bear is the new Elizabeth Banks film that's coming out next year. Inspired by the 1985 true story of a drug runner's plane crash and missing cocaine, and the black bear that ate it, this wild dark comedy finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, and tourists and teens converging in a Georgia forest where a 500-plus-pound apex predator has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and gone on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood. Absolutely just ridiculous, just the stupidest thing I've ever seen, but I'll probably quite like it. It sounds quite funny. But yeah, you can kind of lump these together because they're both just stupid.
Absurd. They're both embracing the acting in both trailers was miserable. I
will say The Mean One looks like a student film budget wise. It looks incredibly low budget.
Cocaine Bear is going to make so much money, like a stupid amount of money.
The marketing's going to be really.
It's going to be unbelievable. But yeah, they're going to be shit movies without a doubt.
Do you know that the Mean One actually comes out like next week?
Yeah, so it comes out December 9th. Where?
I don't think it comes out.
I don't think it's a theater release, is it?
No, it is, man. But it's like you're gonna find it in Chicago, New York, LA, and Dallas. Like,
I don't even know if that'll get a theater release. To be honest,
I don't know
because that's one because we talked about this. We talked about this 7-8 episodes ago when this was first kind of news came about. Yeah. And immediately when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. But this isn't like a theater movie. This is going to be an obscure release. Like, I didn't even think it was going to be a streaming release. I thought it was just going to be one of those like bizarre premises, but you're going to have to pay money on like some random site to watch it. Because like you said, like a student type film. But I have no clue where this is coming out. I mean, maybe it gets a limited theater release because Terrifier did get a limited theater release, or at least
Terrifier's huge though.
It says it has a theater release, but
it'll be incredibly limited.
All I know is any movie theater within like an hour of me, which means Phoenix and Scottsdale, which are some of the biggest cities in America, have no show times for next week. So I don't know what the theater release is looking like. Whereas Cocaine Bear, equally as bananas, but you could tell from the trailer just right away, like there's clearly more production value in studio.
There's
backing.
money. There's a bit more money.
Yeah, more money, and like just the way they've released it.
The
like,
bear looks pretty good, actually. It looks like a bear.
Yeah.
Better than.
I mean, I feel
better
like
than.
I think
Prey.
I think they've nailed CGI animals at this point because I watched Beast yesterday and the lions looked incredible. Like obviously Guardians of the Galaxy has great looking animals. I think at this point CGI animals are pretty solidly done by animation studios.
I will go back to what Cam just said. Prey
didn't look great. The bear did not look great.
It really didn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to George about Prey anyway because he'll go off on a tangent about how shit it is. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, they're fine. Like, Cam, did you watch the Cocaine Bear trailer? Oh, you did, didn't you?
I watched them all, but like, I couldn't give a shit. This was like I said, I ranked all of these for a video, and this was bottom. Like, it'll be funny.
It'll make money. It'll
be funny. It'll get views on TikTok, but it's gonna be shit. Like,
right. It's gonna be a big TikTok movie because it's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be the same shit as Violent Night, but like amplified, where every single TikToker is gonna come out and be like, "This was the fucking best 5-star movie, unreal."
Fuck me.
It'll be.
No, I'm not calling you out.
You did it first.
That's true.
It's just I don't care. And also, when does Winnie the Pooh, that movie, come out?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't that this year?
I thought it was next year. Isn't it? Like,
wow, they really got the rug pulled under them, releasing like that they're adapting a kids movie into a horror, and then thinking they really did something there, and then every other studio's like, "Hey, we got one too, buddy."
It's February 15th, so that's my bad.
Do you know what? Year. When that came out, you know, when the news came out about that, probably like April, it was huge news, and I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more just like now we've gotten a trailer, and now we're just kind of waiting for the movie to come out.
I mean, yeah, the budget's pretty limited, so they had enough money for that initial marketing push, and they're like, "All right, our bank account's empty now. Got to wait for release date."
That's probably true. Okay, so another trailer we got a new version of Babylon trailer. I mean, we don't really need to go over this. It comes out for you guys on December 23rd. It comes out for us July 17th, 2027, something like that.
Oh my! Oh, I thought you were being serious now.
No, I think it comes out for us on February the 3rd. I think.
That sucks.
I know it's. I thought with a film like this, we'd at least because it's a huge release. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get like Violent Night on the same day.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't compute with me. I mean, we've pretty much seen most of the scenes that were in this before. There's a few added things. Does anyone want to add anything to the Babylon trailer, or are we good to continue from that?
No, I didn't watch it.
I said this a couple episodes ago, and people thought, or I think George maybe thought it was blasphemy and said the opposite. But every time I see the trailer for this before a movie, I just get less and less like excited. It just kind of looks like something I might not like, which upsets me because I love Damien Chazelle. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's very polarizing reviews. Yeah. It has
that excites me more. Every time I watch the trailer, I'm more sad that I don't get it at the same time as you guys. Because polarizing reviews, I just think they're.
Well, the only thing that worries me is that Damien Chazelle has succeeded so well with like really simple scripts like Whiplash, First Man, La La Land. They're very grounded films that just don't require a lot. And now he's jumping into Babylon, which looks, I'm pretty sure I've seen some reviews say it's like a cocaine-infused movie. Like it looks absurdly large. So it's kind of like, it's like Greta Gerwig possibly directing a new Narnia movie. It doesn't particularly make sense because that's never been what Damien or Greta has like been involved in. So, but I will say, echoing you guys, the polarizing reviews make me so excited.
Well, we know one thing for certain, that the score of this movie is going to be nominated for an Oscar. That's the only thing I can 100% certainly say is the score for this movie will.
I think Margot Robbie will get nominated as well. I can just see that happening. I think she'll be. She's like a shoe-in for a nomination as far as I'm concerned.
It looks like a shoe-in for production and costume design.
Yeah,
costume design.
Yeah.
Is it winning that already?
Definitely.
Okay, so Indiana Jones 5.
The Dial of Destiny, if you didn't see that.
Oh, Dial of Destiny. I don't know. I really loved Indiana Jones as a kid, and then King of the Crystal Skull I thought was pretty average. I'm not huge on this. Obviously, Mads Mikkelsen is in it. I mean, I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's amazing. I tell you what, obviously they de-aged Harrison Ford in some of the scenes. it doesn't look that bad from what I saw anyway from the trailer. Are we excited for this in general, or not really?
The de-aging looks really good. Actually.
It does.
Like I don't
the
want
de-aging
to just
looks
pass
good.
by that. It looks like much better than like say like I guess. Never mind. I guess that's a big spoiler of the Mandalorian, but I don't even know what to go with. Saying Rogue One, the fucking
who the fuck was de-aged in the Mandalorian?
Season 2. Big spoiler for Tyler.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But Rogue One, who's the Grand Moff Tarkin, like that's a terrible de-aging, or like Leia in The Force Awakens. No, she was de-aged in the last one.
Last Jedi.
We'll just say that
it doesn't look great.
Quite average.
Yeah, it looks like Disney, because obviously it's all really the same company. It looks like Disney has kind of figured it out. With that. But what was your question? Sorry.
Are you excited for it, or are you not bothered?
I am not excited. I'll start. I am typically. I feel like I'm typically the negative one when it comes to some of these trailers. No, this trailer gave me like heavy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull vibes, where it just kind of seems like everyone's just phoning it in for a paycheck.
It is a paycheck.
I love Indiana Jones, like the character of Indiana Jones. I obviously hold Raiders of the Lost Ark very, very highly. It sits inside my top 15 movies of all time. But yeah, this trailer didn't do much for me. It didn't help me add to a level of enjoyment that I would like to have going into an Indiana Jones movie, especially if we're bringing back Harrison Ford, especially if we're bringing in Mads Mikkelsen, who's been one of the best actors of the last 20-something years. But yeah, overall, not too impressed with that trailer. I didn't even post. I made a reaction video, and then
you just watch it. You were like, really? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, no, like I made a reaction video, and then like when the trailer ended, I just kind of sat there, and I was like, I looked at the camera. I was like, this kind of like sucks. But I knew if I posted that, I knew it would be easy views. But I was like, I'm not in the mood to deal with those comments, so I didn't even post it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Tyler, are you excited for this at all, or are you?
Everything I would say has been said. I don't really care. I'll watch it. Not really excited.
So we're all pretty negative on that. We don't really care. So
I'm gonna be on the opposite side of like I'm more excited than I don't know the mean one. Cocaine Bear. But
hot take alert.
I feel like we're also kind of dismissing James Mangold directing. He's done nothing but great job on most everything he's directed. Most specifically Logan, which I don't believe Seth has seen, but also, yeah, like George said, Raiders is, I think, it's one of the best movies ever. The Last Crusade, I also hold very, very highly. It's like one of the like 10 movies that is just off a 5 out of 5 for me.
Cam, what do you rate Raiders?
98 out of 100.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 5 out of 5. And then The Last Crusade is a 94, so it's like right there on the 4.5.
I think The Last Crusade is very close.
Yeah, I think it is too. But what is it? Not Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. What's the second one? Second one's not very great. I mean, it's
good. I think it's
good. Yeah, I agree. It's just a lot different, and I don't think it works as well. Whatever.
Yeah, so.
I don't know. Indiana Jones is the only character that Harrison Ford gives a shit about. For some goddamn reason, he is the only character Harrison Ford likes that he plays. But I think that gives some hope. James Mangold, like I said, gives some hope. Here's the thing. Did you guys know this is a possible time travel movie?
Yes.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, so the Dial of Destiny, I guess, is going to be like time travel. So I guess they're going to run through, like some best moments possibly from Indiana Jones's. And it scares me a little bit.
It scares me.
There's just no need for that. There's absolutely no need for that.
Yeah.
It's a cash grab.
So what it is, I guess, is Mads Mikkelsen's character is obviously a Nazi who is wanting to go back in time and change the Nazis' fate. And I think, it's kind of like intertwines with Indy's old story. They may have known each other back in the day, and it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about time travel. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do. So
it's a risk with a film,
and it's also very hard to do and not make it. Hey, you remember this one from Raiders of the Lost Ark? Remember that boulder that fell? Here's another boulder that might fall. Ooh,
I think this will happen.
There is a boulder in the trailer, and it's kind of like homage to it. But yeah, it's a little worrisome. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that comes out June 30th, 2023. We also got The Boys spin-off. Now, actually, I haven't seen The Boys. Gen V, I haven't seen it. I know everyone like raves about it quite highly. From what Cam said, it's a series. Cam, any thoughts on this? I know you probably made a breakdown of this one, didn't you?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, is this the one that you did?
This and The Last of Us, I did not get.
I mean, you like The Boys?
Yeah, I like The Boys a lot. I don't know anything about The Boys comics. Like I don't really know anything about the MCU comics, I guess. But like The Boys comics, I have literal not a clue about. So I don't know what this is about. I'm excited. The trailer looks good. It's going to be the same thing as The Boys. What if superheroes were assholes, but now in college? So even worse. But that's all I got. I don't really. I mean, I'm excited for it. Probably going to be good, but maybe not. Who knows? George, I think you're the only other one that's watched The Boys.
Yeah, but again, I don't know Boys comic books or graphic novels. I don't read them. I'd like to.
I've heard they're shit, honestly. Like I've heard The Boys comics are really, really bad, and that's kind of why I haven't heard anything about them. Like the TV show is leaps and bounds better than them.
Do you read any comics in general, Carl?
No. I've read a couple. Like I've read The Long Halloween. I've read The Killing Joke. I've read a couple Batman, and that's it. That's it. But I know George does some.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not much to say on the Gen V. I think it's like a Sky High thing where it's like a school for everyone that's taken Compound V. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the animation looks great from the trailer. I wonder if they're gonna dive into like the brutality that we see in The Boys. But yeah, should be good. Maybe, I don't know.
Cool. I'm with you.
Cool. Sure. Okay, so last trailer we got was obviously Last of Us TV show. It comes out on January 15th. I'm probably more excited than this than most of you, just because that was like my favorite game for a while. I played through that a fair few times. I mean, not to say that, we say this earlier, video game adaptations have historically been not the best for the most part. But I think they've cast it really well. The trailer looks intriguing to me. It looks good. Like I say, I think they cast really well. I think Pedro Pascal will do a pretty good job, all things considered. I mean, did anyone have any thoughts on this, or do you want to just skim by this? I mean, I'm excited for it anyway.
I don't know if it's like good or bad that I've never played the game. Like I don't know if that'll.
It was like, I mean, I think it's one of the like top 5 highest on IGN ever. It's which probably. There's huge. I know it's a video, it's adaptation, it's not a game, but there's huge shoes to fill here because the Last of Us fan base is so big to the point where when I looked at the trailer kind of replies and stuff, a lot of people are very nervous to see how they're going to handle certain situations. But it has the story that would work well as a show, because when I used to play games a lot, the stories never really hit me that hard. There's only like a couple of games which did, and that was one of them. So I don't know. I'm excited for it anyway, but.
Yeah, I think it has a good chance of being good just because video game adaptations normally aren't. But when you think of like Sonic the game, there's a lore there, but you're playing Sonic to go chase some coins. And then Halo, everyone hated the Halo show. Like there's Halo lore about Master Chief, but you're playing the game to go shoot up aliens. Whereas Last of Us is very much a cinematic experience. Yeah, so I think
it's like if they do a Red Dead Redemption adaptation as well. I think that would work probably quite well because the story's so. That is the main part of reason you play it.
Right.
I've not watched the Halo series, and I know that didn't get great reception. But it's also I think it also is a benefit. This one I'll watch because I really like Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey is good casting. I think maybe I don't know, but I think it benefits that it's a series and not a movie. Just for I'm sure how much lore there is. I think doing that with a video game is a lot better because you obviously have more runtime than a movie, and you can do 4 or 5 seasons pretty quickly rather than like 4 or 5 movies is hard to do. So
yeah, I think also they're going to be under a lot of pressure too, because just simply based on what the subject matter is and how much Walking Dead fell off and how pissed off the fans were about the ending of that, and how those type of fans are just desperate for a show that actually starts strong and sticks to landing. That, I mean, if The Last of Us pulls it off, it could be one of the biggest shows. So, and HBO is obviously very capable of producing shows that become the biggest talk of the town. So it has a lot of potential. So that should make you excited, but also obviously cautiously worried.
Yeah.
So obviously last week we were going to do the TV review for Andor, but Cam didn't finish it yet. Obviously got it finished this week. It's all good, Cam. No worries. Got to finish this week. So I'll basically pass it over to Cam to kick off because obviously me and Tyler haven't watched it. Cam and George have.
Before Cam and George jump in, I just want to say I haven't seen a single episode of Andor, but I'm the strongest Andor defender on the planet because I love Rogue One, and I hate that people hate Andor for being more grounded and dark. And I know nothing about Andor. Well, I mean, okay, I know a decent amount about Andor. I just haven't seen any of it, but I'll defend it to its death. But yeah, I don't know anything that happened, but I'm still going to defend it hard, which is rare for me with Star Wars. So Cam, George, take it over.
This is gonna really like suck and break my heart in the sense that I think this movie series is incredible, well written, well acted, well directed, great costumes, great set design, great all of that, like very important things. And I hate that I'm about to say this, but like the Star Wars fan in me is the worst. And I think it's like I have it like in my ranking of Star Wars shows like third or whatever. I still think Mandalorian's better, and Clone Wars maybe. I forget what I had already. It's just one of those shows where I think I need to a rewatch because I didn't necessarily care about the characters a whole lot. It's a slow burn of 12 episodes, so like not every episode is very captivating, but man, those episodes, what is it? 8 through 10, George, with Andy Serkis. This is going to be spoiler. I'm going to spoil things. So Tyler, like mute your mic if you don't, or mute your headset, and then I'll give you a thumbs up because I think you may want to watch it. Seth, I just said this is going to be spoilers. So if you want to, okay. The arc of Andy Serkis in the prison is like that. Those 3 episodes, I think if the whole show was something like that, man, this would have been number one. Those things were absolutely incredible. I completely see though, like how people may have dropped off after the first like 5 episodes. And it really sucks because truly, if you sit through it, it gets so fucking good. And I absolutely love it, but it definitely does fall in the, it's more of like a character story. So I don't think it's for everyone. And it sure as hell isn't for Star Wars fans because, you know, all they want is spectacle. And I hate that I kind of fall in that. Like I would have liked a little more spectacle, but I still think we got a ton of good to where I really, really love this show. I just think I need to give it another watch.
Yeah, I just want to respectfully disagree with your one point where you said you don't care about any of these characters. I think one thing the show does so fucking well, and what's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Rogue One, is they take basically no-name Star Wars characters. No one knows who these Star Wars characters are. If you're not a Skywalker, if you're not a Darth something, you're not known. But the writers of this show, the writers of Rogue One as well, they do such a good job at making me care for characters that I have no business caring about, characters that are essentially no name in the Star Wars universe. And like you said, above all, like this it's still a spectacle. You know, it's still a beautiful show to watch, and some of the action sequences are stunning. But above all, this is a character study through and through of Cassian Andor, and I think it's absolutely brilliant.
When I say I don't care about the characters, I don't mean Cassian, Bix, Andy Serkis's character, and Stellan Skarsgård's character. I like all 4 of them. I think it's just the side characters I didn't necessarily care about. I'm gonna look up
That's okay, but no, that's fair. But I'm gonna keep my thoughts spoiler free.
I guess I don't have a ton of spoilers necessarily.
I don't know. There's no need to spoil this if we don't want to. We can do like another real quick, maybe going into like the full spoilers. But yeah, I love, and I'll say this, I'm beating the dead horse out of it, saying it time and time again. I love how dirty Andor feels. It feels so raw and so real. We're seeing a side of the rebellion that we don't necessarily see. You know, even in A New Hope, you know, the rebellion seems very clean. Hopeful, exactly. This is very like, you're a part of the rebellion. You are literally fighting for your life. You are fighting to put food on the table for your family. You wake up every day not knowing if you're going to get shot or get stabbed or be eaten by a giant monster or something. So I absolutely love that we're really diving into the toll that the rebellion is taking on a large group of people, not only physical, but mental. We're really doing a lot of great things in Andor, and that I absolutely adore. I do take Andor season 1 over both Mandalorian seasons. The only Star Wars show I have above Andor is the Clone Wars, and even so, I think the only season of the Clone Wars I would take over Andor is season 7. But I think when you
that's why I don't have Clone Wars like as high because I do think the first like 3 seasons aren't like
Yeah.
maybe the first 4. Like that's where they're more like this is a kid show, and then like after 5 they're like it's a kid show, but young adults can enjoy like a lot of parts of this show.
Yeah.
But that's
what everyone. Clone Wars kind of like aged with the people. Like they assume that if you started watching Clone Wars in season 1, you were maybe a child, and then they aged up with you.
Yeah,
it's just like the new iCarly show. Like the new iCarly show is fully a young adult show because they're assuming everyone that watches the new iCarly show is the young people who watched the old show. But yeah, I have Andor obviously very highly rated. It ranks 2 on my Star Wars TV show rank above The Mandalorian. And if you've obviously been talking to me for a while, you know how much I absolutely fucking love The Mandalorian.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Visions, which is a crack take in my opinion, but we don't have to get into
that. Have you
seen
Visions? Have you watched Visions?
Yeah, I've watched Visions. I really enjoy Visions. I don't love it as I think you had it above Mandalorian.
I did. Yeah, I love Visions.
Nuts. I think. Whatever. Vision. Does not matter. Besides the point. Back to Andor. There are a couple things like I did say, you know, maybe a little bit more spectacle. I don't mean lightsabers. I don't want lightsabers in this show. So stop it if you think you're on my side with that. But like there are really good moments like with TIE fighter fights where just God damn it. I think I've said this before, but a TIE fighter sound to me is just as awesome as like a lightsaber igniting sound. And that's one thing like I don't love the original trilogy or the prequel I love the original trilogy. I don't love the prequels. Don't hold
clip that chat.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, God damn it, they're so good at making this sound design, like the clanking of the fucking droids, battle droids, and the droid decays, and the X-wings flying, and the TIE fighters flying. All these different sound designs insane, and I love that in this. You get a really good like dogfight that lasts about 3 minutes of Stellan Skarsgård's character in episode 11. You get a nice like dogfight of the in like episode 6 or something, or maybe 5. I don't remember exactly. With like X-wings, and that's great and all. I just kind of wish, you know, for my entertainment value, I wish there was a little bit more. But yeah, it's one of the best shows Star Wars put out, and I really, really like it. If you have not watched it yet, because I don't think it's doing very well, I definitely recommend going and watching it. They are putting it on like Hulu and ABC. We've talked about this already, but that's all I got. Good show.
Cool.
Hold on. Okay, one quick thing. What's this like shit I hear about like the screws and the bricks in Andor? You guys see that?
Oh my god, that fucking guy.
The like Star Wars.
Isn't he like the biggest like social media talking head for Star Wars? Like he's like the number one guy.
And I say this as respectfully as possible. He's got some of the most brain, and we can cut this out if it's too aggressive. He's got some of the most brain dead takes I've ever heard. And I know it's subjective. If you're picking apart a Star Wars show because
I think that's his brand,
screws and bricks, you're absolutely out of your mind. There were so many funny replies to that video where it's like, this guy probably is freaking out because fireworks are canon in the Star Wars universe, or because like microwaves are canon in the Star Wars universe. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think that's his brand though, is like nitpicking, and everyone knows if you're a hater, you get more clicks than if you love something. The one exception being like fucking Soups or something. You know, if you don't. It's either you have to hate it entirely or love it to all time. But if you're in the middle, you won't get as many clicks. And I think that's kind of his thing.
Makes sense. But yeah, I must say, like, which we all can empathize with because we're all social media people that like are on social media every day posting. I don't know how those like people that just only post hate like that or like stupid takes and get like hated on, but they know they're gonna get views. I don't know how they do it for their mental health, man. Like that's just
whenever I get a hate comment, I'm like, I don't show it, but I reply to a lot of them because they annoy me. You know, if I got like Soup's level of hate all the time, I don't know how to deal with it. It's crazy. It's quite impressive, really, to be honest.
Don't look through your comment section.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think I leave the most mean comments on Seth's videos.
Yeah, but I like you, so it's fine.
Comes from a place of love.
Yeah, I do. I love you.
So we'll move on to the section which obviously Cam called Nerd News. Now,
I broke it up for you. I hope that's all right.
Of course it is. I'll run through some of the main ones. Then, if anyone wants to say it, then just stop me at any point, whatever. Across the Spider-Verse, said to have 6 different animation styles, which exciting. Cool. Trailer December drops on the December 23rd.
13.
Jan de Mon-
Wrong
13,
date.
13,
Yeah,
13.
13. My bad. That's
Well,
on me. I put that in. I put
Cam's
that
fault.
in.
Cam's
Hand,
fault.
hand up.
Hands
that's on
up.
me.
Hands up. Okay.
Astronomically rare Cam Walsh 27L.
True.
ultra rare. Jan de Monge, I think is how you say it, is set to direct Blade in the MCU, which excites me and probably George because we are big fans of his film 71. If you haven't seen it, it's great. It's fantastic. Love it. I'll be honest, I don't know how to say this guy's name. I know his dad, Michael Gandolfini. How do you say it? Gandolfini.
That works.
Cast in Daredevil Born Again. Was he in Ocean's?
He was oh, maybe, I don't know honestly, but he was in what's the Sopranos movie? That's what
something of New York.
The Saints of New York. The Saints of New York. Yeah, he was cast as like young his dad. Newark. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the only thing I know him from.
Fair enough. Star Wars Mandalorian Season 3 releasing March the 1st. And then we got a poster for Blue Beetle. Official release date is August the 18th, 2023. I'll be honest, I don't know much about this at all. I saw it and I mean, the poster looked fine. I know it's like an Egyptian scarab, I guess. George, is this something that you're the kind of DC guy? Is this something that you're excited for? Or
I'm excited. I feel like this is the first project that James Gunn has.
It's not. It's not
what?
No. It's already filmed.
No. I'm saying this is the first project that James Gunn has tweeted about as the DCU.
Sorry. I've seen a lot of tweets that are like
You're
the
horrible.
new era.
Can
of
we
DC.
get this guy off the podcast?
No. I'm gonna make a video about it today because I've seen a lot of posts about the new era of DC, and it's this and the Flash. These are not James Gunn projects. He might have a little bit of a hand in it, but it's already been filming. It's already been written. These are not James. So also, if they're bad, don't get mad at him. I'm just saying. Sorry. Continue. Sorry.
I don't want to talk anymore.
Well, yeah. All I was gonna say about the Blue Beetle poster was exactly what George said before he was lambasted by Cam. It was just cool seeing James Gunn just post the poster, and I was like, whoa! I saw it on Twitter, the poster posted, and I was like, oh shit, that's James Gunn. That's kind of hype. But yeah,
and ReelTok podcast posted it only minutes after, so go follow.
Absolutely.
I don't know how they do it so quickly. Cam is on it every time.
Yeah, our Twitter is brilliant, thanks to Cam.
If you don't follow our Twitter, just give it a follow.
One thing you skipped over, Seth, and I just want to circle back on it because I think you were most excited about it, is Kate Dickie being cast as a villain in Loki season 2. You're a big fan.
I think she's fantastic. When I look at Marvel shows, none of them really interest me. There's only kind of two that I'd consider watching. That's WandaVision and Loki, just because I like Loki's character. I think he was the redeeming quality in some of the earlier Thor films, to be honest. But Kate Dickie is a fantastic actress. She's done a lot of great British films. Obviously, she was famously in The Witch. Was she in Green Knight? Am I right in saying that?
I don't think she was in Green Knight. She was in Prometheus.
Wasn't she in Game of Thrones?
Prometheus, yeah.
She had the kid that was 15 and still breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Great.
That's what I know her from.
Yeah, that's all I know her from, and that was
she is very, very good. She's a great actress. Really, she is in Green Knight. She's the queen. She's the queen.
Really?
Wow, I'm forgetting that.
Man,
it's a great movie.
But yeah, it's not. That might. Okay. Anyway, we'll continue. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Definitely. We'll move on to the other news.
George. Hey George, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. All right, I want to apologize. I'm sorry, and I hope we're okay.
I'm okay.
All right, I love you.
I'll recover, but not right now.
Have you watched Young Justice?
No.
It's a good show. Blue Beetle's in it, but
well, now I don't want to watch it.
That's also not a part of the James Gunn era as it came out.
What is happening right now?
I just want to say
continue on with normal news.
Say sorry to me.
No.
Anyway. Okay, so Strange World. Obviously, we briefly touched on this, but it's done terribly. It's projected to lose at least at a minimum of $100 million, which is, really bad. Obviously, we know that a lot of people are calling it out for its social commentary and the way it kind of pushes a narrative on you, but I think the main reason for it is the marketing was so shit. I barely saw anything about the film. Yeah. Even now, I believe, if we're looking, straight on Letterboxd, I think it's still got under it's got 11,000 logs on Letterboxd, and for a Disney
Jesus
animation,
Christ,
that's
low.
so low.
Yeah,
that's for a Disney animation, that's crazy low.
now I feel that.
Yeah, so that's whatever.
The best marketing is that Jake Gyllenhaal interview that we talked about.
Literally,
good marketing. That's the only good marketing.
I can't watch that clip. It's really
so bad.
Why
so
don't they just
great.
give him like a laugh?
I know. We talked
It's so.
so
I hate it. Firstly, Indiana Jones 5, which obviously we already spoke about. John Wick Chapter 4 releases March 24th. I've actually only seen the first John Wick. I did actually really like it. Continue.
They're so good.
Movie, I mean.
Watch
No,
that.
It was. Do you know it's action films? Like I don't really get around to it. But I know the first one.
Here's the
I
thing.
like the first one.
Let me
I
say
like
something, Seth. And this is just to anyone listening. It's not just pure
Has good
action.
lore.
It
Good lore.
has great lore. It has great
I've seen
world
it.
building. I'm telling you, it only gets better in the second and the third movie, where they really just expand on this like League of Assassins and the Continental Hotel. The attention to detail in the John Wick franchise. And I know I'm just sucking the soul out of John Wick right now, but I don't care. But the attention to detail in these three movies is just unnecessarily high. Like they didn't have to do half the shit. They could have just given us like a pure action franchise, but they decided to actually expand on the lore and the world building of this franchise, and it is just so fucking good.
Yeah, I think I gave the first
Really
one like a 2.5. It was
2.5.
No, I give it 4. Give it 4.
Oh my god,
His bullshit again, where he just blatantly lies.
I was gonna say you're so drunk.
No, I liked it. I will. Before
That was
the
a good
next
one. That was a good one.
I'll definitely watch second and third. Netflix declined an offer for Glass Onion to be in more theaters for a longer period of time. I mean, it's not really a surprise, is it? Like, it's always.
I'm just confused at the outrage. Like, why are people like Netflix is so dumb? Like, I can't. Like, are you like this is one of the most
how
anticipated releases.
business works?
Yeah,
like,
and people are like, oh, well, the amount of money I make in theaters is equal to this many subscriptions. But yeah, you know a percent of people that'll get a subscription for this that will forget to cancel it for 1 month, 2 months, for years.
That's how they get here. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm just so confused, and people are on like, oh, this did so well the first week. They're just a stupid, dumb company for not keeping it in. Like, why? What incentive is there to keep it in theaters for Netflix? Like,
I just canceled my Paramount Plus subscription. You want to know the last time I used Paramount Plus?
what?
A year ago.
The month Paramount Plus came out.
Yeah,
to watch.
exactly. There you go.
Watch Infinite.
However, quick sidebar: Paramount Plus just got bundled in with Showtime, which is
what is even
upgrade.
on?
Yeah.
What's on Paramount Plus? I mean, we don't get it, but
And I watched the new SpongeBob movie that came out with it. That was
a
a
new
classic.
SpongeBob movie.
It came out with it. It's
It's
not
like
new
a year or
anymore.
two ago. I
Yeah,
didn't even know
it's probably 2 years ago. I just canceled it
2020, I think.
like 2 months ago. Yeah.
fair
So
enough.
yeah, Tyler, exactly. Like people just forget to cancel, and that shit's charge.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care.
I agree with Tyler. I think it makes sense. This surprised me. Well, it kind of didn't. I mean, Wednesday, the most hours viewed in a week for an English language series on Netflix of all time, with 341 million hours.
It's impressive.
George, are you the only one who's seen this all?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. George.
Oh, have you guys not watched it?
No.
Oh, you guys should.
Anna's watched it. She said she quite enjoyed it.
I mean, if you like Tim Burton's style of direction, then I think you're gonna enjoy this. Okay, then you're not gonna enjoy this. And if you love Jenna Ortega, which I do, she's my queen.
Same.
You and all of TikTok now. She's
Bro,
she's the new
running
like horny
TikTok.
sick on TikTok.
She is
I don't care. I don't care. I love her. I love it. Jenna, if you're listening,
you were
I
the
love
original. Hey, you were pre Wednesday, so you're good now. You're good.
But no, this does surprise me. 341 million hours in a week is absolutely cracked to beat out the likes of Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, that's what it be, isn't it?
Is absolutely mental.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to a lot like because Jenna Ortega's doing so many projects at the moment because she's getting a lot bigger in Hollywood in general. Her name and also a lot of the things that came with it. You know that the dancing scene from it that's gone stupid viral. I've seen
Great
that
scene.
The fact that she doesn't blink or something like all these kind of little details are pushed out on social and they did market it quite well. So, but 341 million, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not.
Absolutely.
Is it over? Like I've seen basically tweets and stuff of people saying like if this show was released on the CW, the same exact show, no one would care about it. And people are saying it's just being overrated because of Netflix and because of Jenna Ortega's name. Because like you said, Jenna Ortega's having a crazy year and she's awesome. But like her name still, I don't think is at the level of being the most viewed English language series of all time on Netflix, beating out Stranger Things that has a decade plus of build up.
I also think
more the
Addams
Wednesday
family
character. Yeah, the Addams family.
Addams
I think
family,
that's even more.
I didn't think people in our generation gave a fuck about.
I don't think
No,
people in
Addams
our
family-
generation do.
our generation.
I think it's the older people. Those are the
the
ones
boomers.
that
I think it's like
money.
Yeah.
late
man.
20s, early 30s. Like Addams family was
Yeah.
big. That'll have brought a lot of
I
people
think
in.
that's what it
Fair
The
is.
name
honest.
attached to it. Yeah. But it's, I mean, I'm looking at it now. It's got like 8.5 on IMDb, which is pretty high for a show. Yeah, really high. But yeah, that really surprised me. I didn't expect that at all, to be honest. I didn't think it would be anywhere near Stranger Things when I saw that the numbers they were getting. And lastly, Avatar, we has a 350 to 400 million production budget. Needs more than 2 billion to break even. Needs to make more than 2 billion, which is insane. I just want to finish this off by saying I've seen so many James Cameron quotes this week. He is such a dick.
I'm
absolute
saying this now. Support theaters. I am bootlegging this movie just to.
No, you can't
review
bootleg
it.
Avatar.
I
You
am
have to see
bootlegging
Avatar.
this.
You
I
have
want
to
to
see
see it
Avatar.
on someone's recording, shaking the can the whole time, and I'm going to say this movie has horrible visuals.
He's an absolute jerk off.
Yeah,
Man.
he's
He's so confidently was like anyone that needs to go to the bathroom. Go pee, because you're gonna
go back.
like no. I'm not seeing this movie twice. I'm not sitting through a 3-hour fuck fest of blue people.
I feel like
I'm
more than
glad
once.
y'all have come around. I know Tyler.
No.
Tyler, defend your
Tyler,
man.
Tyler is seething.
Defend your king.
I mean, the one thing
Is
I
this
think
your
just,
king?
I don't mind it. I think it's whatever. Like it's the same thing. Like it's like Conor McGregor energy for movies. And
Yeah, and he's a dick.
And he sucks.
Yeah, he's a dick.
yeah, but what does Conor McGregor do? Make more money than anyone else. What is James Cameron going to do? Have the highest grossing film of the year easily. He's going to destroy MCU films. It's not going to be close. It's not going to be close.
Break 2
Is
million.
it Top Gun?
This will break 2 billion. Or wait,
I guarantee you it does not.
I don't think it will.
Well, no, it'll break a billion for sure. It'll be the highest grossing film.
Currently,
Top Gun.
Top Gun Maverick's the highest grossing movie at 1.4 billion.
That's
and then
mental.
Jurassic
And that's
World
already been
Dominion.
re-released 3 times.
Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion is the only other movie above $1 billion that's sitting
Which is
literally
so
a
sad.
hair above $1 billion, and then it's Multiverse of Madness, and then Rise of Gru are
Have
two.
you guys
3 and
ever
4.
seen the release? So when does I guess Avatar 2 kind of has this going for it as well. Have you ever seen like the release record of what comes after Avatar 2 or Avatar? Sorry.
On the box office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's is it Endgame after? Or Titanic?
Sorry. I'm talking
what are you asking?
in 2009. Do you know the movies that released the like next 8 weeks?
No.
So just through 2009, because I googled 2009 release dates. I'll go 2010 release movies. But so Avatar came out on December 17th. December 18th, you got Christmas in Beverly Hills. Who's going to see that? December 22nd, the biggest one is American Pie. December 23rd, Three Idiots. December 25th, flicking Sherlock Holmes, I guess, maybe. 29th, nothing. 30th, nothing. And then if you go into 2010, January releases are always shit. February releases.
See the point you
This
made.
Yeah, it'll be
was
the
in
same thing here,
theater.
though.
I agree. But this one at least has Babylon to fight.
No,
Babylon-
Babylon's not going to come close.
No, but
Babylon,
It'll be
Bigger than any of
detract
these is
people.
what I'm saying.
It's bigger than like American Pie, Sherlock Holmes.
right, for sure.
But yeah, I'm just saying like this thing is like that's how he does it, and he keeps them in theaters for 9 months.
I mean,
up
Top Gun
until
Maverick
next
is still in
year's
theaters
September.
too, though.
I know,
so.
but
Yeah.
still heck that.
It's the blockbuster, isn't it? So it's gonna be.
I mean, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is still at my local theater right now. So is Thor: Love and
That's
Thunder,
nuts.
Swords Black.
Really?
Adam.
That's nuts. Who's going to see those? They're
Yeah.
not at my local.
But no, I just
Okay,
don't get how you can be so confident it's not going to make money when we just
It's
talked
not
about
gonna make
how,
$2 billion.
how the
No.
older
Okay.
generation is the
I
only
want-
reason Wednesday's at 341 million hours. Every single
want to
parent, every single person older than us is going to see this movie.
Okay, I want a prediction from all of you. Do we think this is making more than $2 billion?
100%.
We should try
That's
like
like the most confident I've ever been in my life.
We should try to like guess and see who's the closest.
Okay.
Like, so
But no,
Tyler,
well,
what's
you
your
need a
guess?
time frame on that. Like,
No, just like in it'll we'll say like 2 months. I don't know, because it's going to be in theaters for a while. And then
I don't
guarantee
think
you
I don't think any movie's broken 2 billion in 2 months.
No.
Endgame did.
No, it didn't.
Not
no,
in
it
2
Yes,
didn't.
it did. It's
Not in 2
re-released
months.
is what gave it like the
I'm pretty positive it didn't make it in 2 months.
I don't know how I'm gonna Google this and figure it out. We'll talk this another time. Well, what do you want? 3 months? What do you want? Opening weekend numbers? Do we want to get that?
The lifetime.
This thing's not making $2 billion.
I think you'll be close. I understand Tyler's point. I think there's
1.4 billion is my guess. Lowballing this shit. I'm seeing this on.
No, I think you'll be higher. I think you'll be like
this shit.
That's low.
I think you'll be higher. I think like 1.8, 1.9. I think it'll be. I think you're underestimating the amount of people who will go.
I am. I'm telling all my friends don't see it.
Okay, it took 11 days for Avengers Endgame. I think.
To hit 2 billion?
If I'm reading this right.
To hit 2 billion.
It said it took 11 days to pass
That's
Titanic,
crazy.
so I don't know what that means. So
Titanic is.
Come, pull that smug face off you. That is cool. So, oh god.
I don't think Avatar 2 is doing that though.
No.
If it hits 2 billion, it's not going to be in 11 days.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say
maybe Avatar will hit 2 billion.
So Titanic's
Endgame's
box
been 11
office
days.
is 2.2 billion.
What was that?
Titanic's box office is 2.2 billion,
Which is crazy. Can I just say?
Good for James. Good for James Cameron. I'm not attacking this man's filmmaking ability.
I would like to say
director.
Cam has actually rated Avatar the highest, so he's not a hater.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I am a hater. That movie is full of trash CGI if you watch it today. I don't care what
I
anyone
watched it the
says.
other week. I dropped it to.
I mean, so is any MCU movie that came out around then, though. Like the first Avengers does not hold.
Don't you
the
dare!
first Avengers looks
Cameron,
horrible.
that is true.
The first
I think they
Avengers is
look worse
so
now,
fucking
honestly.
garbage.
No,
So
I think
garbage.
they look worse now. Fuck it. I don't care.
I mean,
I don't care.
the MCU's never had good visuals. Like, that's just a joke if you think so.
This movie's penis, and it's not going to do well. 1.4.
Making 2 billion while it's in theaters is like one of the most confident predictions I've ever had. in my
I
life.
actually, do you know what? I think it's gonna make 2. If Endgame did it in 11 days, it's making 2 billion. It probably is. Like,
If Jurassic World Dominion made over $1 billion, this is making 2 billion.
how did that make? I mean, I didn't even see it. So
I think, dude, everyone who liked this is dead by now because it came out 45 years ago.
okay, we'll stop the debate from there because we'll have more videos made on it.
Into the trash.
Yeah.
1.4.
So 1.4. Cool. We'll move on to our draft of the week. And I'm not gonna lie, I made this. This is the last resort. I struggled thinking of the films for this. So
There's
we're gonna
such a
draft
clear
number
first
5.
pick.
Is there? Because
I completely disagree.
I have no idea what.
I know.
I couldn't disagree more.
Should I say what the draft is first? We'll go into it. So it's the 5 most polarizing movies. We all pick 5. Obviously, the same snake draft order. The order is me, George, Tyler, and Cam.
Seth always picks first when he
Picking first is not a good thing.
Incoming, everyone's saying Seth or the first pick sucks, like we do every episode.
Well, no, I'm just saying Seth always picks first when it's his draft. I'm starting to question this randomizer.
I don't like picking first. Picking first isn't good. Picking last is.
I mean, do you want me to pick first?
No, I'm just saying. All right, it's starting to get a little fishy.
Accountability, hand up. I've never randomized an order for my drafts. I just randomly just like, this person, this person, this person. This person.
I do it on the circle.
I do the wheel as well.
Yeah, I do the wheel.
Tyler,
Right. It's kind of making me a bit nervous that Tyler says there's an obvious standout because I don't have an obvious standout. I'm going to try and cheat here, and I want to hear your opinions. I'm going to say the MCU. Can I do that?
No. You got to pick one.
What? You get cummed.
You can't get 31 movies in the
I never
first
do stupid shit. You do stupid shit. George Carmen's gone.
You annoyed George, though.
He'll be back in a second, but you're gonna while he's coming back. Yeah, he's back. Yeah, you're not allowed to get 31 picks in one pick, so you're gonna have to reassess that strategy there.
Because I have an MCU movie like written down.
That's crazy that you thought you could do that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I said this to Anna, and she was like,
idiotic.
Like, no way.
I'm going to try it, but she was like, you're not getting that. So, all right, fine, whatever, all good. Okay, I'm going to go for. Okay, I'm going to go for Avatar.
Fuck. That's the clear first pick. That's the clear first pick.
Okay, cool.
You absolute cuck.
Okay, George.
I think that was the clear number one pick.
I think I have a good number one.
I don't know. I don't even know. So here's the thing. Like, there's no way you could just go for votes here. So I'm just gonna go with a movie I think is polarizing, or at least I know is polarizing, and that is M. Night Shyamalan's Signs.
Mm-hmm.
Any M Night Shyamalan
I thought you were about to
film.
pull a Seth and be like M. Night Shyamalan's Library.
To be fair, no.
Seth, you should have just picked 5 MCU movies. You probably would have won, man.
All right, so my
I don't
pick,
win these things. Yeah, Tyler, you go.
I'm gonna take Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Man, I had that on there, and then I took it
That-
off,
that-
so I'm feeling good.
I
See,
haven't seen it.
I didn't have that because that's just universally known to be geek cinema.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a movie that honestly I don't think is. I don't know. This kind of like I saw all sorts of Spectrum
I know what this is
votes
good.
like for it last year. Is Don't Look Up.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
pick.
I don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
I feel like people either hated or loved it. I was kind of like, it's not my
that
favorite,
list.
but it's not too bad.
Great pick.
That's fair enough.
And then
Um,
my second, and I think this is just polarizing in us, so I think I'm gonna lose votes for this one, but I'm gonna put Cars on there.
That
Yeah,
God,
that's definitely one that the broader public will look at and be like, how is that polarizing?
Yeah,
This is the
everyone
greatest
loves,
Pixar movie of all
everyone
time.
loves this movie. It's amazing.
actually the graph is polarized. I'm just looking at it now. I mean, I don't like it. Fair enough. It's what it is.
I'm glad I got those. Avatar was my first, but those were my
Yeah.
second.
All right,
Okay.
my pick again.
Tyler.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
That's a great pick.
Haven't seen it.
Fuck, that's such a
That's
good pick.
such a good
I'm here to win
pick.
this week, boys.
Is
That
it?
is an
Is that
incredible
like a
film.
really
Yeah.
polarizing film? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
dude, that is
fantastic
the
pick.
like people love it or hate it. That's a really good
Fuck.
pick, man.
I
Congrats.
really wanted
Congrats.
that.
Hand up, hand up.
Shit. That was literally my next pick. You're such
Yeah.
an ass. I'm gonna go with I think one of the most polarizing comedies out there, Napoleon Dynamite.
Bro,
I-
Good pick.
that was me.
dickhead.
That's my second pick.
I'm running out of picks, man.
One thing I
because
want to say
just
about
have
Napoleon
that many.
Dynamite is so every time we do these drafts, I was like Google just to see what other lists are to spur some ideas. That was on every list, and like
Yeah,
that was one that didn't
that's
come to my
right.
mind immediately. It makes sense, but I was
I
surprised that
didn't
like
come
every
to
list
my
was
mind.
like this. Is
Yeah.
I got
I like that film. I'm
I
sorry.
did too. I mean, it's an indie film that just like a bunch of bros made, and then people like view it really
Literally.
critically now. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go for probably one of last year's most polarizing releases. The Green Knight, 100% is incredibly polarizing. I think
am
it's
running out of
funny
options.
actually.
Yeah,
Cam, have you
dude.
seen that?
Big
Yeah,
time
yeah,
running
I
out of
like it.
options.
I'm
Yeah,
around
well, it's
like
funny
an
actually because
87.
me and Tyler rate the Green Knight like fairly low, and then like Cam and George rated quite high. So, I think
you,
that,
you want to know what's funny about that? I have it.
You want-
Sorry. Well, you're going to. I have. Okay. I guess I have it in an 86. So
I
it's
think
a
it's
little
2.5.
low. It's a little lower than Interstellar. So I talk about that one pretty highly, and I talk about Interstellar like it's the worst
Yeah.
movie ever.
it's for views, man. It's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Who's up?
that's me. Is it me again?
Seth,
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for The Hobbit.
Oh, thank God. Which one?
That is interesting.
He gets two
Awesome.
picks.
I think there's a clear
No, this is
standout for
his
the
second.
Hobbit.
This is his second.
Yeah, this is the second pick.
I'm gonna go Battle of the Five Armies.
That's the one. Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
the first?
Third.
No, it's the third.
Oh,
I think people.
I
think
don't.
love it.
I didn't really like that.
I think
don't
that's
like
the.
it.
Yeah,
I
I like Battle of Five Armies. I don't love
I don't
it.
mind it. but
I think An Unexpected
Some people
Journey is
hate
a
it.
good movie. I think Desolation and Smog is a very good movie.
yeah, I'm saying. So yeah, I'll go with Battle of the Five Armies.
My third pick.
wait. Did Seth do his back-to-back picks there?
Yeah,
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 Green
yeah,
Knight.
like Green
Oh
Knight.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure.
Yep. My third pick. I think I'm gonna go to The Godfather Part 3.
That's a really good one. I did
I
not
don't-
think of that.
It's not a
sit on
movie
the
I
high-
think about ever.
I sit on the
Exactly.
higher end of that. I actually like
I'm at the higher end of it too, but I know
I got
people
4
that
star.
absolutely because people. It's obviously following two of the greatest films of all time. People's expectations were probably sky high.
a standalone film. I actually think is good.
I got it at 3.5 out of 5.
I think I have it 4.
Of every
Genuinely.
movie to drag down in my rankings based on just one acting performance alone, The Godfather Part 3 is probably it. Like I genuinely
Yeah,
enjoyed it, but I think I
Sophia
dropped it all the way down to like a 7 out of 10 just for Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, Sofia Coppola was such a nepotism pick.
That's why she started
The
directing.
craziest nepotism pick of all time.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go X. Follow Jenna Ortega's.
X.
Is that polarizing?
It is
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it
polarizing.
is. I think
My
it
friend
is.
said
it
it was the worst
yeah.
horror movie of all time. I see people on TikTok that love it.
I just didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I
You know what I
agree.
think? I think slashers in general are. So I think that's quite a good pick actually. Yeah, get that. That's fine.
I got 2. I'm gonna take Man of Steel. Is I don't know if it's the
That's
best
just
pick, but I
simply
think
peak.
people hate the
like
depiction of Superman in that movie because he kills someone. I like it a lot. I don't care.
That's a really good pick.
I think people are kind of. And then lastly, or no, I guess I have two more. My next pick, I'm gonna do Mother, which I just watched.
That's on mine.
It appeared on every list, and I searched, so I was like, yeah, maybe it's Polarizing.
Wait, you just watched it again?
You didn't like that, did you?
No, I watched it. I meant I watched it like 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm still so surprised you watched that movie.
I like Mother. I give it a 4.
I don't like Mother. So there you go. There's Polarizing.
That is Polarizing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm up next. Shoot. Wait, what did you took Mother and what else? Oh,
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Shoot. I don't want to fuck up my draft here. I'm gonna go.
You already did that with X.
No, I'm gonna go Batman versus Superman. Just adding another.
Wow, DC.
Wow,
DC.
Really
like
it's a shit movie. I hope there's no. So here's where the Polarizing comes.
Here we go.
The extended cut is not as bad.
That's
extended edition.
I mean, that's not exactly the polar. Like I've seen so many people that genuinely say like the Snyder trilogy is the greatest comic book trilogy.
I have to, man. And those people are idiots, like George.
I don't say that, bro. Okay, like fuck you.
I'm fucking with you. I'm sorry.
I don't want to do this draft anymore.
I know. I've been mean to George today. I'm sorry.
George, it is your pick.
It is my pick. Well, now I feel like I need a comic book movie in here too, but I also don't feel like I need a comic book movie in here. But I'm gonna take a comic book movie because that's who I am.
I've got a good one last pick.
And I'm gonna take The Dark Knight Rises.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that was on mine.
Good pick.
Thank you. I know.
Okay. I'm gonna go for I think it'd be a shame not to have a David Lynch on here. I'm gonna go for Mulholland Drive.
Wow, is that a Polarizing movie?
Bro, anything David Lynch puts out, it is polarizing. In terms of most people like it, of course, like Eraserhead, but because of his films and because of the style and it's transcendent and it's so fucking weird, you get a massive portion of people who hate it. So I'm gonna go for that one.
I've only ever seen like high praise from Mulholland Drive.
Have you seen Eraserhead?
No.
Have you seen any other Lynch films?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because they're fucking weird, but like I think Mulholland Drive is one of those where most people like it, but a lot of people hate it because it's a different style of what they used to. So I'm gonna go for that. And then second pick, I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for The Witch.
Good pick.
I think that's like a lot of people
haven't seen it.
You could go for I'm not gonna say anything. But...
That was gonna be my next pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But so I'll just go right after. My next pick was The Lighthouse.
Yeah, there you go. That was also on mine.
All
of Robert Eggers' films.
I was just gonna say, any Robert Eggers film.
Any A24 film, really.
Any A24, yeah, true.
My last pick. So comedy is the most subjective genre, and the one that I see the most subjection on is Anchorman. So I'll do that as my final pick.
Really?
I don't like Anchorman.
It's a trash movie.
British guy.
Yeah. So I don't like Anchorman.
Man,
Cam, you said you had a perfect final pick.
Yeah, and then I started looking at the distribution on Letterboxd, which
I don't know if you can look at that too much though, because there is films that
and also I have this movie rated much higher than like the average, but I talk about it like it's really bad. It's one of those.
Is it the movie already brought up in this draft that you haven't picked?
Is it the movie you bring up on every single podcast?
What did I bring up in every Moana?
Is it?
No, it begins with an I.
Is it that movie? Wait, that movie?
Yeah.
No. No. I wasn't even thinking that. Fuck it. I don't know if I want it. Fuck it. I'm gonna take what?
No, go.
And also, I don't know which one I want, but I'm gonna take The Amazing Spider-Man. I think.
Okay.
I think there's been a resurgence of like people loving that movie, and I still just don't think it's that great. But I also have it at a 4 out of 5.
Did you choose one, or which one did you choose? The first one?
Well, I'll go with the first one. I think that's more polarizing. I hope people don't think the second one's good, but who knows?
I just think the one scene at the end of the second one is what, like one scene makes up for
Yeah.
2 hours of
Yeah.
a movie.
Oh,
Gwen
Multiple
Stacy
times.
dying is what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
if that spoiled it for anyone,
You're stupid.
yeah, it's been out since 2012 or whatever.
I will say, if you look at the distribution,
It's like
no, not even for Amazing Spider-Man, for Blonde. I'm surprised none of us picked Blonde, honestly.
I don't have any honorable mentions. Everything else was sucked up. I had Interstellar, but Cam kind of brought it up, and also I just don't think it's polarizing. I think people are.
I had a lot of.
I think most people like Interstellar. To be fair,
a lot of lists I saw online said 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I kind kind of understand.
I think it is polarizing.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it on here just because I love it so much.
Yeah, but people. I think that is very polarizing. Yeah. That was going to be mine. I also think, in terms of superhero films, from what I've seen, Far From Home seems to be quite a
that's a good one.
That's a good one. Maybe I should.
One of the better MCU picks, I'd say.
I definitely thought of that, but I thought Amazing Spider-Man was more polarizing. The only other one I had written down was the Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Great movie.
DC does some polarizing films, doesn't it? Jesus.
No, actually, what we're finding is Zack Snyder does some polarizing.
Oh yeah, Zack Snyder. Yeah. Well, I mean, he does. Like, it's the same with 300 as well. Like 300, you could probably choose 300.
I feel like that might be his least polarizing movie, though.
300.
A lot of people don't like 300.
No, I'm not saying it's not polarizing, but I'm saying of all.
I think it's more like
I think Sucker Punch is ridiculously cult. Sucker Punch has a cult classic and then a cult following, and then you have people that like absolutely think it's the worst thing ever made.
Yeah.
I had someone, I don't know, I don't remember their username, so it doesn't matter. I'm not like calling anyone out, but someone commented on one of my, I think it was my top 20 DC movies of all time rank that I posted on TikTok. Someone commented. You can't something along the lines of you can't call yourself a true cinephile and think Zack Snyder is even remotely a good filmmaker. And my response was, imagine commenting things thinking it's like a high IQ play or something.
Yeah,
people are.
I mean, he's not. No, I do like Zack Snyder. I'm not.
Seth
nothing against him.
Seth has Avatar, The Green Knight, Battle of the Five Armies, Mulholland Drive, and The Witch, or the double V itch.
The Itch.
George, myself, Carmi, has Signs, Napoleon Dynamite, Godfather Part 3, Dark Knight Rises, and The Lighthouse.
Yeah, George is winning.
Tyler has Zack Snyder's Peak League, The Last Jedi, X, Batman vs. Super Peak, and Anchorman. And Cam has Don't Look Up, Cars, Man of Peak, Mother, and The Amazing Spider-Man.
I will say,
I think Cam has a good chance, honestly.
Just from what I see on the internet, I think the best pick on this draft was The Last Jedi. Like after you, I didn't even think of it.
Is
but
it
after
that polarizing?
I still think Avatar was.
I think Avatar
was the best. I should have been more on top of something that I think Signs at my first pick was a poor choice. I should have picked up.
Do people hate Signs?
I think anything M. Night is
anything M. Night
polarizing.
You can pick any of his films, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I don't think Avatar is. I feel like that's just universally hated.
Which is fuck that movie.
You say that, but he has got a fan base that people will just
definitely.
Oh, it's a passion project. James Cameron is putting his vision on a big screen.
He's gonna make 7 of. He's gonna make 7 of them.
Imagine having a passion project and your passion being that shit.
Yeah, your passion being people whose hair connect to make babies. which, if you guys didn't know, came to him in a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Such a lie, man.
Which might be a worse fun fact than the tick noises in Interstellar.
Oh,
it might be, honestly. It very much could be.
All right, close this out, sir.
We'll close this out here. So, thanks everyone for listening to episode 13. We hope you all enjoyed. As I said before, please make sure to give us a follow on our TikToks, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a rating. We actually didn't mention at the start that we did actually make it into the top 100 podcasts on film as well, which is massive. We really appreciate that. Same with the TV category as well. So we really want to push it now. Try and get into that kind of top 50 charts. That would be amazing. Obviously, really helps us out. As I said before, 5,000 subscriber goal, and we'll also have some news coming soon about the Patreon and also the ReelTok collection, which we will reveal eventually. We know a lot of you have been asking. We will go over eventually. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. We'll close out here. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next week.
Peace out.